Meanwhile, President Trump is trying to do big things here in America, trying to reach a trade deal with China after having already reached a trade deal with the United Kingdom. President Trump talking earlier about Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, meeting with Chinese officials in Switzerland.
What parameters have you given Scott Bessent on negotiating with China this weekend?
We have to make a great deal for America.
Are you going to be disappointed if he comes back without a deal?
No, not at all, because we already made a great deal. We're not doing business with China right now.
Given your relationship with
We lost $1 trillion last year with China, $1 trillion. So if you're not going to do business with them, you're not going to lose $1 trillion. I think we're going to come back with a fair deal for both China and us.
Yeah, I mean, you see all of this play out. Last night, I saw Howard Lutnick on Laura Ingram's show saying he thought he had this amazing deal, and he gives it to the president. The president's like, I think I can do a little better, picks up the phone, and it gets $1 billion better. That's the kind of stuff. And you talk with the small business owners who also are reacting in a positive way to what Donald Trump's doing, despite the fact that it may have some, short-term hardships for them. I think what it is we have the best negotiator in the world negotiating on our behalf, recognizing the way we've been ripped off, and the elites let it happen, probably because a lot of them were on the take in this selling off of our country and our workers and our industry. And Donald Trump saying, no, we're not doing it like that anymore. And I think this is the difference that it makes having a businessman in that very powerful position.
Well, it is interesting because as small business people, one thing you understand really well is negotiation.
Yeah,
you understand how you walk into that. You understand how the table lays out. And so when you think about who has patience for what the president's doing right now, I actually think it's business owners in America, because they get the process here. They don't want to see him reveal his cards before Scott Bessent walks into that negotiation. And one of the big things on the table amidst all of this, of course, is the issue of rare earth minerals, because they're so important in so many modern technologies. We talked about that with Gracelyn Bascarin last hour. Listen to this.
So when we look at the heavy rare earths that China has recently exported control of, China actually processes close to 100% of them. They don't have 100% of them, but they source their own heavy rare earths as well as rare earths from other parts of the world, bring them back home for that midstream processing. The difficulty is, while the U.S. is building our separation capabilities, we're not done yet. So we are wholly reliant on China at present.
You know, rare earth minerals is an important topic, obviously really important to so much of the technology that we have and will have moving forward. I'm going to suggest this to you guys. The main reason we need to take over rare earth minerals and do it ourselves is that we do it humanely. China and other countries are behind mines in Africa that are using child slave labor. If you've seen the photos, you can Google it. It is one of the most heartbreaking things you have ever seen. They have no morals when it comes to rare earth mineral extraction, and they don't care if they use little children as young as 7, 6 years old, working 12 hours a day in these terrible conditions. It's disgusting. So for that alone, we should get involved.
It's a little bit like turning to China for clean energy, like windmills and plastic solar panels that are made in. You're like, have you seen how they do this?
It's all grift, though. It's all grift.
But when they talk
the
about,
people allowed that to happen were profiting.
You talk about clean energy. All the dirty parts of that are hidden away from what the consumer sees, but you got to believe they're there.